So, good morning, all of you. We are in discussion of, I think, column level properties. I guess in the last session we discussed about the. Um, I'm not very sure. We understand what is drill through filters, followed by the fields or properties. For example, table level properties, and then column level properties. We have understand. So that means like if we go to the column levels. If you expand any of the table, there is certain properties available, and as well as if you right click on the table level, new measure, new column, refresh data, edit queries, we have discussed all the properties. Maybe I think one property is pending. That is already I have noted here. The pending topic is new group. So first we are going to see what is new group, and then we'll move to the next topics. Okay. So if we go to the table or any visual, so as you can see here, one second. I'm sorry, we are good to go. So we will try to understand what is a new grouping here. So let me increase a little bit font here, like that's okay. You guys can able to see the screen and numbers also visible now. So go to the table here and right click on any of the column name. Right click on the any of the column. For example, English country region name, and they create a new group. Now see this one. What is happening here? It is trying to create the group name, and and right side, as you can see, there was no grouping available as part of this all the values here. So when I go to the country, it's showing us all the distinct values, correct? Australia, Canada, France, and Germany, something like the same way. When I go to the city name or city, click on the new group. See this one is showing us all the city wise, and for example, I would like to group it first two cities as a one group. Just click on new group, click on the group item, it will create a one group. But before that we should understand what is a grouping, right? Before that we should understand what is grouping here. For example, we have one bar here, another bar, 3, 4, 5, and 6 bar. Okay, but sometimes what will happen, the customer asking, I want to combine these two bars. Which one? For example, these two bar values, let's say this France bar has to come here, the France has to come here, and the total value 5000 plus this value come and sit here. The total it's supposed to be show has is 10,000 or 11,000 something. Yes or no? So what I want is I want to group these two of them. I want to group these two bars combine and then make it as a one single bar. Make it as a one single bar. This 56 plus 55 will be supposed to be should get as 11,000 something values will come as. That is what my requirement. Then what we need to do, we need to group, we need to create a group by combining these two values. What is the values? Germany and France. That is what we are going to do now. Now right click on the English country region name, create a group. So what is my requirement? Germany comma France, right? Select the Germany and control and France also select it. Click on the group item. So now see these two becoming a one column. let it be France and then Germany. Click on the OK button. Now we got one extra column here. We got a one extra column here. As you can see here, that column name is English country. Let me keep the cursor, you will easily understand. English country region name in the bracket coming as a groups here, because we have not given the proper naming convention. So let me click on these three icons, okay, and go to the properties. I'm sorry. Yeah, edit groups. That means I would like to modify the name. When I click on edit groups here, there is an option called what is a group name you would like to give here. So you can give this one as Germany, France, Germany, France group, or GROUP. Then we can easily understand now, right? Where is Germany? See this one? So this column will be combination of the Germany and France. But are we using this column within my bar? Obviously no, right? We are using the still as a old country, old English control as only. So select this one and answer the English country region name. Maybe it is going to the lesson, so drag it under this one. Now see, the one bar is less now. Now France and Germany as a combining both of them, and value you could see here 11,183. 11,183. So again click on this one, go to edit groups. Am I able to hear me?
Yes, Bala. Yes, Bala.
Okay, fine, no worries. So that is what about the adding the group, and let's see the properties. What else we have it? Let's say when I go to the edit mode once again, when I go to, one second, I'm not able to edit this one. Maybe a system hang or something. Nothing is working for my case, so others are working. For others applications is working fine. Okay. So I was in middle of explaining the new groups, right? So what you can do again, if you want to group it, for example, US, Australia, then you need to create a one more grouping. You need to create a one more grouping. Go to Germany and then France group. Edit, edit, and select Australia, Canada, and make a one more. Let it be. So this time make it a generic name. For example, groups, testing groups. I could say testing groups. So now there is a one property here, and for example include other groups. What will happen? So this UK and US will become another group. That group name will come as others if you click on this checkbox. See, this one contains all ungrouped values. Ungrouped values mean these two only. These two only. Click on the OK button. See, now Australia, Canada we have grouped. France and Germany we have grouped, and US UK is becoming another group, but is coming as others. So that is what about the what is a new group property, and we discussed about the little bit property also. We have very limited property within the group. The first time when I click on the new group, you won't be getting the edit option. So once you created the group, then only you would get a say what is the edit groups option. So here I think we covered almost all the properties except I think we covered every property, I guess. So the next one is, so till now we understand what is the fields properties. Also we have understand all the properties of the not access and all, like all the filters also we covered this part, and we need to discuss about the more about the visualizations. Each and every visual we are going to discuss, and the bottom there are the page levels also available, right? This also already we have discussed, and we have data in the sense like if you select any of the table, you can able to see the underlying base table data. And if you go to the report, as you can see here, like whenever you want to design the report, we have been working last 3 days or 4 days of time. The only one thing is pending here, relationships. One thing is pending here, relationships, which we are going to understand today. Probably now we understand what is new groups. The next one is relationships tab or data modeling. Data modeling, I could say. Data modeling, I could say. Now already as you can see here, we have table 1, table 2, table 3, 4 and 5 and 6. 6 tables already available in the database or Power BI desktop. That's why automatically it's getting connected. But to be honest, we will take a fresh copy. I'm just closing this one. So I'm just opening one more. Let's say. So now I don't want to get any data here. So let me create some tables and then we will discuss about the how it is going to be displayed. Now I'm creating a simple student table. Okay. And student ID. And what is the name of the student, and what else we can have it, maybe phone number, address, something like this. So for example 1 2 4 persons available, for example A, B, C and then D person. There are 4 students available. Phone number, some numbers will be randomly I'm just giving, and address, for example Bangalore. Okay, so listen carefully and just click on the load button. Now I'm creating one more table. Go to enter data. Let's say we have course table, CORCE course table. For example, listen carefully, is very important. Course ID, course name will be there. So for example, course number 100, which is nothing but Power BI, and 101 is nothing but MSBI, and 102 is nothing but SQL Server, and 103 is nothing but SQL Azure. Now go to data here. Go to data. So as you can see here, course ID, course name is coming. Assume that I have been teaching, or I have been playing with these four courses: Power BI, MSBA, SQL Server, Azure. Okay. And if you go to the student table, I could able to see the how many students available. And now go to relationships. Now why these two are not connected? Because we don't have relation between the student and then course table. Because I don't have the relation between the student table and then course table. That's the reason no relationship is creating automatically. Here we have student ID, which student name, and phone number, address, but nowhere we are capturing this table. This student belongs to, or this student doing the which course, something like this. So assume that he is doing the, like for example, the first person doing MSBA course or Power BI course, but we don't have the relationship, right? So now let me take a two simple tabular report. Two simple tabular report, and I'm taking as a student ID, name, phone number, address. I don't want to make sure that is don't counting. Name, phone number, don't, I want base data as it is, don't summarize. So I'm just going to grid and increasing a little bit font. So this is what my for table, and also table style I can go as a contrasting bold headers. Okay, fine. So I have four columns here: student ID, name, phone number, address, and taking one more table that is called department table. Now that means course table. So even you can use a format pointer. It is not coming. Okay, so somehow is coming, but not all the features. So bold headers. The course ID is coming wrong. Maybe it's going for count. Don't summarize. Okay. Don't summarize in the sense take as it is values, whatever available in the database level. So now tell me one thing. Whenever don't have the relationship, whenever don't have the relationships. So already we have understand the filter concept, right? Usually filters, what will happen if I select any one of the visual, let's say this one, it's supposed to filter here. It's supposed to be filtered here. And let's say when I select second record, it's supposed to be filtered. This guy belongs to which department, something and all. But unfortunately, here is not filtering at all. And that is the one case we need to understand. And the second case is, for example, if I say this 100, within 100 department or within the 100 course, Power BI course, how many people are doing here is supposed to be filtered. But which is not happening because we don't have the proper relationship here. So listen carefully. So first you understand what is a no relationship. Sometimes they will ask you what is no relationship means. So there is no such concept at all. Just for testing purpose, they will ask you what is a no relationship in Power BI. In Power BI. So you have to mention whenever you have the multiple tables in the database. I mean Power BI desktop. If you don't have a relation between any of the tables, then that is called as a no relationship. So next one is, first we will create the one mapping column. What is the meaning of mapping column? I'm just going to edit queries. I'm taking as a student table. Let me go to right side, double click on this into mark, I mean settings button, add a one more extra column here. So here what I'm going to do, I'm CID. What is the meaning of CID? Course ID. For example, this guy 100, this guy 101, this guy also again 100, this guy 102. Click on the OK button. So now close and apply, close and apply, and now go to relationships. Now, do we have a relationship still? Do we have a relationship still? No. Why? See, if you see the data, you will understand. If you see the data, so the first person belongs to course ID 100. If you want to see the what is course ID 100, you can come to this table. But actually, values are matching. Actually, the values are matching. The problem is the column name is different. If the column name is different, that case, what you need to do as a first step, you need to force it. Select this column. Okay, 1 second. Drag and drop this CID into the course ID. Okay, immediately as you can see here, one relationship got selected. One relationship got selected. So even though column names are different, still we can create the relationship between the multiple tables. See, there is no need of having the column names are similar. There is no need of column names should be the similar. I mean, column name can be anything, but ultimately the metadata should be same. What is the meaning of metadata? For example, here I have integer column. Here I have a integer column, but here course ID display as a text column. So is it possible to make a relationship? So that is what called as a metadata. The data type should be same when now creating the relationship. So that is what about the how to create the relationship between the two tables. So how to create relationship between two tables. Next one is go to the relationship. For example, report. Now try to understand. See, when I select 100, it's filtering as only two records. Why? Because let me add one more column here. You will understand. So we will add CID also. CID also. Now see this one. When I say 100, in this table also is 100 is filtering. When I say 103, nobody has joined. In the course 103 SQL Azure, nobody has joined. Because if you want, I will show you. Go to data. Do we have any person in the 103? No, right? But we have the course called 103 is the latest new technology Azure. That's why nobody has joined. So that is what about the whenever we have the proper relationship, automatically the values will be filtered. Now, do you guys see any difference here? It is working only one dimension only, one direction only. For example, when I filtered the course table, it is filtering. I'm repeating, when I filter course table, it is filtering those kind of 100 values. But when I filter the first table, let's say here I'm clicking the 102, is it filtering here? So bidirectional, it is not working, only one directional it is working. So what is the meaning of bidirectional? So direction of the filter, I could say. Direction of the filters. So there is an option here. Go to relationships. Now double click on this relationship. Okay. Right click on this one. I'm sorry. We need to double click on this one. Now this is what you need to understand here. This is what you need to understand. The first table we are taking, and second table also we are taking here course here. These two table we are combining by using which column? Customer ID and then course ID and then course ID. Here this is what very important. The cardinality is there. Cardinality is there, and there is a one option called make this relationship as active. Also the cross filter direction is there. Cross filter direction. So I could say this one. Shall I remove this one? Cross filter direction. So what are the options you will get here? So when I click on the cross filter direction, I have a single or both. So I have a single or both also available. Now by default, what is the property set here? Single, which means only one direction will be working here. Now that is what I have explained. When I select 100, this table is filtering, but when I select the first table, for example 102, it is not filtering, or 100, second table is not getting filtered because of the they said cross filter as a only single direction. So what you need to do, we need to come here, go to relationships, double click, and make this as a both directional both or bi-directional, whatever you call it as a, and click on OK button. Now go to report. Now see, when I say 100, it is filtering here. When I say 101, yes. 100 again, yes. 102, let me check that this directional. For example, I'm filtering from here 100, yes. 101, the both the direction it is working fine. Both the direction it is working fine. That is what about the cross filter direction. If anybody asks you what is a cross filter direction, whenever you want to filter like one visual to another visual, so if you want to enable the both the directional, then you need to set as a both here. So security concept, you ignore it. Same property you need to apply for the security filters as well, then you can enable this one. If you understand this property, later you can understand the security property. Now what about this one, make this relationship is active? For example, unchecking this one, click on OK. So if you come to relationship here, as you can see, the relationship is available, but still unfortunately this will not work. This will not. See now, this is the individual table, this is the individual table, this is not depending on the second table, second table is not depending on the first table, because even though we have the relationship, that is disabled. That is what about the make this relationship active means we need to enable this one checkbox, then only it will be applicable for the report level, or else even though we have the relationship, we are just trying to disable the option. So now what else pending in the relationships? Yeah, so the one topic is pending here, that is called as a cardinality. What is a cardinality here? Cardinality, C A nullity here. So what are the options available here? Click on the drop down, many to one, one to one, one to many. So I will put like this, one to one I could say, and then one to many, many to many relationship. But there is a one more called many to one relationship, and many to, if other reporting tool, usually you will get as one more option called many to many as well. So this is what the relationship usually available in the SQL or database level or any reporting tool I'm talking about. But what is a one-to-one relationship here? What is the one-to-one relationship? So okay, at least tell me what is current relationship is taking. I'm click on the cancel button. Now go here, make sure it's working fine. Yes, and double click on this one. Now is it going to one to many or many to one? Check the relationship. Star is nothing but many and 1 is nothing but 1. So that means one course can be done by many people. That's what is happening right now. Able to understand Seventy? One course can be done by the many students. If you see the data, you will understand. For example, this is a course table, and you go to the student table. Take in course number 100. Is the multiple people are doing here? Yes, right. For example, go here, student table, select the 100. Select this 100. Now see, there are two persons A and C is doing the same course called Power BA. That means one person can do many course. Is it valid scenario or not? See, very simple. Let's remove this one. So if you see the drop down here, if you see the drop down, it will support only three only as of now. Many to one, and one to many. So it will never it will not support as of now many to many relationship. If you give me 5 minutes of time, we will discuss more. Now first one is, what is one to one relationship? As I told you, the one course, number one to one relationship. So one course can be done by only one student. That is what about the one course can be done by only one student. That is what about the one to one relationship. Now the second one is one to many relationship. The one course, I'm sorry, can be done by many students. It can be possible, right? Many student. One course can be done by the many students. The third case is reverse. Many to one relationship. So, what is the meaning of many to one? Many students can do a single course. It can be also possible. So try to understand. There is a one more, the fourth one also, which will not Power BI, which will not support. So you just ignore this one. Will not supported by Power BI at the moment. That is called as the fourth one, many to many, many to yeah, many to many relationship. Relationship. So that is what about the relationship here. Simple example. For example, I'm the person, I would like to learn some courses. So either I can learn only one course. If I decided to go with the only one course, that is called as a one-to-one relationship. For example, I would like to learn the multiple courses. For example, Power BI, SQL Server, Azure. That will comes under one-to-many relationship here. Okay, one person can be doing the multiple courses, and many to many means many students can do a single course. This is what exactly matching with our criteria. This is what matching with our criteria. And let's understand what is one more many to many relationship. For example, many persons doing the many courses. For example, 1 and 3 doing the Power BI, and 4 and 5 doing the MSBI, or even 1 and 5 also doing the again Power BI. So one person doing the multiple courses, then that will be make it as a many to many relationship. Okay, now let me show you. Now my question is, why it is going to star to one means star to one is nothing but the many to one relationship. Many to one relationship. Anyone tell me why it is going to many to one? Look at the data and tell me. Why it is going to many to one relationship? Why not one to many? That is what is happening, right? So here, if you see this one, the first guy doing the Power BI, and the third person also doing the Power BI. So what is happening here? Many students doing the single course. Will you agree or not? Many students doing the single course. That is what happening. It is going for the many to one relationship. So if I want to make it as a one to one relationship, then how can I make it as a one to one relationship? Go to relationship. If I try to select one to one relationship, it will allow. Let's check this one. See, automatically referential integrity and the cardinality you selected isn't valid for this relationship because it has duplicate values. It has duplicate values. Immediately is throwing error message. Boss, two persons are having the same course ID, which is duplicate, but you are trying to put as a only one-to-one relationship. But we can do this one. For example, go to edit queries, remove one record. Let's say I don't want this three. One second. Double click on this one. Select this three. Right click on this. Delete a row. Now see, first person doing 100. Second person doing as another course, third person doing as another course. Nobody is doing the same course. None of the multiple people are doing the same course. Now let's see, close and save. Close and save. Now go to relationship here. I think it is not refreshing. Let it be, no problem. To be safer hand is going for the many to one. We can change it to one to one. What is there? Now see. Now go here. We are not breaking. Our report is not breaking, even though I'm forcing as a one-to-one relationship. It is not breaking because at the moment we don't have any many-to-one relationship. At the moment we don't have any many-to-one relationship. That relationship purely will be categorized, decided based on the underlying data of the table. I hope you guys understand what is a one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-one. And many-to-many will not support at the moment. Only three will be supported by the Power BI. I shown you one to one, and many to one is opposite also one to many only. If you have any questions on relationship, you can ask now. Bidirectional only. Because bidirectional, that is, we have one more property here. That will purely depend on the which property you set in the this one. So this cross filter will not be depending on the either one to one or one to many to one and all. So this is independent, this is independent. This will be, we are setting based on the data of the table. This will works based on the relationship. So both should have the common column, and click on OK button. Now if you don't like this way and if you want to swipe the tables, you can swipe it. First you want to make it as a course table, then you want to take it as student table. Select this course ID and course ID. Now click on OK button. Both will be same. Both will be same only. You can take any of the table first one. Since we don't have only two tables showing as only two. If you have the five tables, it will list out all the five tables here. So that is what about the relationship tab also covered. Data modeling is very important. So by default it will go for the one to one, one to many, many to one. If you want to force it, you can force it. At the time of forcing, make sure that it has proper values in the table level. So don't get confused. Relationship is nothing but data modeling only. Whenever they're asking data modeling, make sure that you are explaining these properties. We have a no relationship initially, then we need to create the relationship between the multiple tables. When you're going for the multiple relationships, we have to explain this all three options. Make sure you are highlighting that Power BI will not support many to many relationship at the moment. And also make sure you are updating on each and every month new release. We don't know when Microsoft going to release and implement the many to many also. So keep in mind everything. So how many of you gone through the May release? New features of the Power BI. Abhay and Seventy. Did you get a chance to the what is the new features released in the May month? So please update yourself. They might ask you whenever going for the interview, their wish, right? They will simply ask you, they will simply ask you what are the new features we got in the current month. So we should be in a position to answer those questions as well. That's fine.
అది డిస్టర్బ్ చేయకపోయింది.
Okay, then let's continue couple of more topics today. So with this, we covered almost all the extra features now, and tomorrow we are going to start the discussion of the visualizations. Okay, so when to use the bar chart, when to use line chart, when to use the pie chart. New update will not affect. Yes, so existing features will be as it is, and whenever new update comes as part of Microsoft Power BI desktop, existing feature all should work. Then only it's okay, right? For example, you developed something last year and they're changing the tool today, everything will break, right? If that is the case, nobody will buy the Power BI license, Power BI tool. Okay, the coming to the topic, tomorrow we are going to start with the visualizations. It may go minimum 3 days to 4 days of time. So next 3-4 days of time we are going to discuss only visualizations. Okay, so next one is discussion of all visualizations. Once visualization is done, we are going to discuss with the edit queries, and before that we need to discuss, we need to discuss all tabs or menus, all menus, not all the properties, maybe at least some important properties. So that is what we are going to cover today. So I'm saving this one. This is for only, where is your folder? This I'm calling as only relationships. I don't want to make it any complex here. I'm just going to open the our old 9th May 2018 PBAX file. I will share this file also if required. Without refreshing, you guys can able to see the data. Okay, so nothing much about the home tab here. The paste, copy, paste under. For example, select any of the visual. This will be enabled. Cut, copy, paste, and understand get data also. Recent sources, enter data, edit queries, refresh. New page also we understand. For example, new page, there are many ways. Click on the plus symbol, you will get as a new page. If you don't like, click on this into mark or right click, delete. Or else what you can do, go to the page, click on the blank page or new page, I mean duplicate. Blank page means like a fresh page you will be getting, like page 4. And whenever you want to make a duplicate of page number 3, then go to the duplicate page. See this one, we got a duplicate pages. So that is what about the page option here. And the new visual, we're not taking a new visual. For example, I'm going to dummy page, click on the new visual. What is the visual is going by default? It is going for the stacked column chart. So if you want to go for the different bar chart or pie chart, then what you need to do, you need to click on the different chart here. So instead of going to new page, click on the different chart. So why can't we directly go to the, for example, this one, for example, pie chart? So but as part of options we have a new visual option. So ask a question means On top of your data, you can ask a questions also. For example, click on the ask a question section and keep it top of this one. Where is the ask a section? Let me check with it. We can. It is. Can we drag this one top of? Okay, better. I will take a new ask a question section. Now listen carefully. So I have not drag and dropping any of the column or values. So what you can type it. For example, when I say order, okay, but make sure that you are giving the proper spelling, then only it will support more. For example, sales data, which is nothing but we have renamed, right? Fact internal sales table. So when I say order quantity here, okay, now see this one, it is giving as in some values are showing here. What is the value here? If you want to uh, change the this one, what do you call this one? Category, different one. Now you can see this one, 60,398, and also by default it is going for the card here. I'm repeating once again. The ask a question section is nothing but without designing the report also by typing natural language. Repeating, that is very important. Use natural language. Use natural language. What is the meaning of natural language? Whatever we know in English language, right? So that is called as a natural language. Use a natural language to ask a question about your data unavailable for the direct query, live connections, and on-premise databases, English only. They given clearly instruction. At the moment, it will support as English only, and it will support only import method only. Import method means whatever we are using. For example, when I connect to SQL server, for example, so we have an option called import method and direct queries. Import method and direct query. If you go for the import method, it will works, but direct query will not support. That's what they are highlighting here. That is what they are highlighting here. So it will support only direct queries and live. I mean, it will not support direct queries, live connections, and on-premise database. So these two ignore it, but time being whatever your scope will be, direct query will not support, but import method only will support. Now this is very important. As I told you, for example, sales amount, when I say double click on this one, it is showing as a some card here, and if you see the properties, if you want to make it as exact value, this is what the exact value here, and a little bit of font you can increase. So not only for this one, the next question is, I'm taking one more ask a question section. Okay, so now what I'm doing here, order quantity, listen carefully, order quantity by I want English month name wise. For example, English English country region name. See now, let me scroll a little bit here and try to increase the font, x-axis and y-axis also. Let me try to increase this one. Now by default it is going for some chart, that is was this one. For example, clustered bar chart. If you make it as this one, whatever it may be, it is creating graph for you. It is creating the graph for you, which means by typing the natural language also, it will allow you to create the visualizations. That is what about the ask a question section. For example, if you ask me, by default it will go to the, based on the your typing, it will go to the couple of visualizations only. If you want more visuals, you need to select the manual only. Now for example, let's say you'll take order quantity as well, or sales amount by calendar year wise is by default is going for the line chart. How it is going to line chart? Am I selecting anywhere line chart here? No. It will suggest you to select some of the default chart based on maybe the year also numeric number, right? And order sales amount also numeric only. So based on the numeric, it is suggesting some visualizations. Still, if you don't like this one, you want to make it as a pie chart, so you can select like this. So that is what about the what is the ask a question section is very very important. When you're going for the interview, make sure that you are preparing yourself. The same ask a question section will come question and answers within the Power BI desktop, Power BI service as well. So I'm repeating, in the Power BI service, once we publish a report, there also we have a section called question and answer or Cortana analytics. I will show you. Just remember that word. That's it. The next one is the buttons. Give me a second. So the next option is we have a button section. What is the use of buttons? Whenever you require, you can make it as a left arrow, right arrow, reset arrow, back button, question and answers. And we have an option called drill through feature, correct? Yes or no? What is drill through feature? Drill through filters, at least tell me. Yesterday only we discussed, correct? What is drill through filter? Whenever any detailed report, for example, I think I taken as a detailed data. So then I went to drag and drop the English country region name. So when I go to the summary level reports, let's say this fans, select all here. When I say Australia, drill through option will come. When I go to the detail page, it will go to the navigation between the hyperlinks. It's this kind of hyperlinks. When I click on the higher level, I mean summary level data, it will navigate to the detail level information also. So that is what about the drill through features, right? But I don't know how many of you observe here. When I go to detail level report, or I will tell you one more time, I'm going for the Germany drill through detail. Now it's Germany data is coming here. There is small icon here. Small icon here. Let me see this properties, format shape, and let me give the different color. Now is visible, or even thickness maybe, or okay. Transparency, how thickness you want, light color and pure thickness. So this is what about the usually the back button. Let's say when I click on this one, what is happening? Is it going to parent page? We need to press control and then click on this one. Obviously it will take you to the parent page. But in place of this normal this one, I don't like this button. Assume that I don't like this button. I want to add a custom button. Let's say I will go to buttons here. I want to this one, for example, left arrow. In place of this one, I want to get as a left arrow, or else both are same. Huh? We'll take what else we have it. Anyhow, here we don't have much here. Either we have back button, already we have it. So I will take it as a left arrow only. I will take it as a left arrow only. So I'm keeping right side. I don't like this left position. And this one also we can do the formatting. For example, selecting this one, you could see a lot of formatting option. Enable the border and fill background color. Okay, default color selected one. I don't know what is this one. and the background color I'm changing this one, let's say thickness, or even we can make it as a custom color, red color. Where is changing? Fill means background only, right? Okay. So button text will be disabled and enable. You can do this one. Like let me increase the size. You will understand. Pixel here. I'm not sure why it is not. Nothing is working. Example background. We'll change it to different color. Okay. The background is working. Fill means like okay. The fill is not actually the background color and how thickness you want. So like this also we can adjust. This is not. I'm not sure about these properties. You can ignore it. We understand the fill, background, lock aspect, and border action also very important. I will come back. So this arrow mark font also we can change it actually. Outline. Enable the outline like see this when I click on the outside there is a border will be coming right outline. So that is what about the outline and default is coming selected. Okay. So let me change the thickness here. Already is the thickness only, but color is the problem here. For example, let's say yellow. Now see, little bit yellowish is coming up. That is what about the formatting options here. So this formatting and all is like purely is your wish. So now see, when increasing the outline thickness, the border is getting more. So and 1 second, round edges round edges in the sense like a little bit this icons will be coming right, so it's not that much visible here because of the background colors. Let me disable the background, revert to default, and fill also revert to default. Now you will understand. Now this you guys already understand. I'm making as this as a limited. Now around edges. Round edges means in the round it will come as a different one. Maybe if you change the different colors and it will come. So that is not a big property. Yes, this is not whatever. Just now is purely your interest. The main important thing is in place of this back button. See this one. The back button coming as a hand symbol, correct? But in this back symbol, is it coming as a hand symbol? Arrow mark is there, but see this hand symbol. When I keep the cursor, are we getting the hand symbol or not? Huh, that's what. So what is our intention? I want to use this as my back button. So then what you need to do? So then what you need to do? Ignore this one or select this one. There is an option called action button here. By default, if you see this one selected as a back, okay, and you need to disable this one. That means now you want to keep the cursor. See, are we getting the hand symbol here? No. Go to this image, this button. Go to action, enable, make it as a back. By default it will be back only. So now this is not at all required for us. Remove it now. So what you can do now, we are getting as a hand symbol. Control, see now we can create our own back buttons or forward button or reset button, information button, help and question and answer. There are many things here. Okay, out of these back is important and bookmarks are very important. What is the meaning of bookmarks? Right click on this one, detail data. Now when I select the image, this arrow mark also we can increase the font. I don't know where it is increased. Okay, button text I'm giving something called, for example, back button, button. Okay, As you can see here, the title is coming here. For example, back button text is coming in the little bit here, and this one I'm making as a black color, and the thickness. Okay, padding is nothing but space. Some spacing will come. Anyhow, we have only one text. You may not be able to understand. So where do you want to this one move? Left element, right element, center element, or same like MS Word. The font, how much font you want to increase, and the font family, how do you want thickness, something like this. Okay, so that is what about the this button text. Button means on top of the button, whatever you want to image as a text button. That is what about this one. So the next one is icon. Icon level means this one. So see this one. Whenever increasing is going as a smaller icon because of the we don't have the space here. Let me disable the button text, and make it as center align, and change the color also, thickness, and transparency, light colors or thick colors, and weightage. See this one, how thickness you want. And padding is ignore it because that is a spacing. How whenever you have the zero padding, the it will occupy the more space. If you increase the space between the top and bottom, if you have the more spaces, automatically image will be reduced, right? Now for example, you will get a some space top of this one, that's it. Yeah, yeah. So that is what about the weightage, sorry, weight of the icon. This is what about the icon property. Rest all we have discussed already. The most important thing here, the action button, by default it will be back. By default it will be back. Now sometimes what will happen, let's assume that I have my company logo here. Assume that on top of each report, for example, some different company, tcs.com or wipro.com, something will be there, right? So usually each and every report, not all the reports, some of the report they used to have their company logos. When we click on that company logo, it has to take to the like websites, maybe www.google.com or tcs.com or wipro.com, something like this. That case you need to take an image first, or button. So I don't want to go to button now I will take it as an image now. Okay, image also we can take it, or shapes also we can take it. Okay, this is all like wherever required you can use either shapes or buttons or image or text box, something like this. When I say image, when I say image, I don't know which folder we have. So there is some images here, for example Power BI, and remove this one. Where is that? Take it as an image. Power BI logo we can take. I'm just adding like this. If you want you can adjust it, for example little bit icon. So assume that this is a company logo. I don't have much image right now. You can download any of the images here. Any logos you can download and you can paste it here. So select this image. You can get the some properties here. But out of those properties, we have action again. Enable this one. Again, you will get the same three options. When I say back button, so disable this one. Action this one. This will become as a back. See this one. When I click on the control, this one is coming back. So what I'm trying to explain, you can make use of anyone, whatever you require, either you can image or buttons or even shapes also you can make it as a backboard. Now that is not recommend. My recommend is when I click on this image, this let it be the back button, let it be back. This one I'm just going to make it as a bookmark. I'm just going to make it as a bookmark, but showing as a bookmark as none. What is the meaning of bookmark then? So what you can do, see, assume that so we have a concept called like go to page in MS Word or Excel document. For example, we have a 100 pages document. You are on the 30th page or 70th page or 80th page. Always you want to come back to the index page, first page or second page. Can we create some hyperlinks then and there each and every page? Hyperlink something like this. Same thing here also what you can do. For example, wherever we are there, it doesn't matter. I would like to by default come to the page number 4, assume that. I'm repeating once again. I would like to come to the page number 4 always. Then what I can do, I need to make this page number 4 as a bookmarks. So then you might be asking, where can I create the bookmarks? Yes or no? We need to create somewhere bookmarks, right? So that is, go to the view. There is an option called bookmark page here. Enable the bookmarks now. Right now, as you can see here, we got a one extra page here, but no bookmarks has been created at the moment. No bookmarks have been created. Click on the add button. So see this one, the bookmark 1 is nothing but page number 4. By default, to take it as a bookmark 1, and if you want to rename it, you can rename it. For example, page 4. Now close it. Now go to the home button. Our page, detailed report. Select this image. When you say bookmark, now you will get as a page number 4 also. Page number 4 also we are getting, because at the moment only page number 4 we made it as a bookmark. For example, if you want to make this first page also page number 1, so then go to the view, make a bookmark, click on add button, rename it to. So which of the pages you are going to make it, you need to go into as a bookmarks. So now page number 1 also I made as a bookmark. So now it's up to you guys. Listen please. Now I'm selecting the image. It's up to you guys which one you are going to make it as a bookmark. Where do you want to go when I click on this image? Page number 4 or page number 1? Make it as a 4 and come out and select this one. Control. Click on this image. See, the very, very, very important question. Like they will ask you, what is buttons? They won't ask you what is buttons, but they will ask you the difference between the back and then bookmarks. So that is what is the difference between the backward and bookmarks. So I think we are good for the day. I'm stopping here. The rest we can continue tomorrow. The probably tomorrow I may be explaining a couple of more properties. These are simple properties, not that much important. Already we have discussed here, like new measure, new column, new quick measure, publish also we discussed. This we have a detailed session, don't worry. Okay. And also manage relationship. See this one? Have you seen this tables list? For example, when I say new, have you seen this window somewhere? For example, department, employee table. Just now only we discussed, right? Cardinality 1 to 1 or class filter single direction. So if you click on the new relationship also, sorry, manage relationship also, it will go to the same page only. So for example, go here and double click on the any of the relationship, you will get this page, right? So instead of that one, go to the manage relationship. Here also we have option. For example, I would like to open employee department relationship. Click on edit option. See now. For example, I would like to open the sales dim date and click on the edit option. You will get as those two tables. What are the relationship available? Is it like a one to many or many to one or single or both? Everything will be showcased. So here also we can make it. If you want to change it, you can change it. Click on OK button. That is what about the manage relationship. Manage relationship. And hardly in the home button we have two property, marketplace, from a file, switch a theme, and then we'll move to the view. These are like a small properties. Hardly if you spend half an hour of time tomorrow, we can discuss all the properties. If required, we will spend whole tomorrow 1 hour session and we can understand all the properties. All menus. Tomorrow target would be this. I will make it as a tomorrow only. Tomorrow we need to discuss we need to discuss all the menus option. I mean pending menus. Discuss pending menu options. So then after visualizations and edit queries. Okay guys, thank you so much. That's all from me. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Okay then, bye. Take care.